is housekeeping, Alex and Jeff.
Welcome to another episode of Inside Scoop with Alex and Jeff. I am Alex Dingman.
I'm Jeff Doss. What's up, guys? It's episode 200, and yes, we are still here. We
We're
are.
still here kicking it.
Travis didn't cancel us, all right? Yeah, we made it. Just kidding. All right, guys. Everyone, thank you. Thank you, Will. Everyone who is joining in and listening, comment. Let us know what you are doing. Thank you, Brett. Thank you, Will. 200 episodes. This is wild and crazy. Some people were asking about, my podcast and everything. I was like, we're almost at 4 years. Like next month will be 4 years. This is wild, right? Who would have thought it, right?
Never would have thought.
And here's the deal. If anyone thought that they would start a show with you and I and we wouldn't still be here, I mean, what were they thinking, right?
Well,
we have so much.
Part is true. That part is,
Yeah.
is very true. That there's a few things that are predictable. That, like, all right, if Jeff or Alex would start a podcast about martial arts, would we still be doing it 4 years later? Yeah, probably. Right.
Probably because we have.
But it is kind of crazy to
about.
think that it's like, all right, I guess I heard this. This is me hearing. There's no like factual things behind it. Didn't even research it, but
Right.
I heard that I guess like a high percentage, it's like 90 or 80% of podcasts don't make it past episode 3.
Exactly.
Something wild, man.
That is nuts, right?
But hey, here we are. We made
Here
it.
we are.
There's been a lot of moments. What are some of your favorite moments that we've had over the 200 episodes? How about some of the blunders? Can we go over some of the blunders? Can we say what most of them had to do with my internet connection?
Yeah.
Yours. Can we just say that? Get that out of here. Okay, that's good.
That was pretty bad. Yes. Another blunder was the Colby Northcutt episode because her internet was like off and you just didn't pick up on it and you just kept talking over it. And I was just like,
yeah, you were so mad.
Oh, I was mad. Yeah.
I was so mad.
I was like,
when we ended that episode, for guys that don't know, when we ended that episode, like as soon as the live button went off, Jeff started cursing me out. It was pretty good. Will's showing us some love. Thanks, man. Yeah. You know what? We all have podcasts that we really have and that we feel a part of. I got a few of them that I really dig, but you know what? It's kind of that way that when you're there, you look forward to hearing that person's voice. Not that my voice is strange. All right.
Mine too. So,
but it's just that, you know what? You get comfortable with it. It's your routine. When it comes out, yeah, I'm ready for it. So if we could it be that for two people, who knows? I mean, it's great.
It's awesome. So a couple episodes, I mean, I feel like we always go back to year one just because it was so memorable for us, right?
I know what you're going to say.
Yeah, I mean, we always talk about the Chelsea Nash episode, which was an awesome, a phenomenal one. The first John Chung one, actually both times John Chung's been on has been great. Oh man, I just had another one in my head. I mean, there's so many.
You know what everybody says? Everybody says the Brawlin episode.
Yes. Okay, here we go.
And that one is like episode 3.
Episode 3, and you know the other one though, when you got me talking about one judge, that one. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That one was epic.
I think that was year one as well, but that was was something. That was different.
Kristen said, very true. I look forward to it as soon as my babies are in bed every Wednesday. Congrats. Thank you, Kristen.
That's cool.
I love it. I love it.
I gotta say, I think the Mike P episodes, fantastic.
Yes,
Anthony Price, Jerry Fontanez, those were amazing episodes.
The 2 parts of Mike Conroy.
Oh man, that's right.
And
then how about
he told me to call him today, and I was busy. I couldn't do it.
Dude, what people didn't realize is just the symmetry, just the magic behind it. We ended the 2 episodes of Mike Conroy
and
with
right into
a cameo of Ross Levine that went into an episode of Ross Levine
the next week. It was awesome, right? It worked out so great.
That was great. The double episode of year 2000, that was pretty good.
That one, see, and I would love to go back to do different things like that, because we haven't really done things like that in a while. Huh?
We left a bunch out.
Oh, we left a bunch out. We could go back to that, or we could pick some other years that I feel like were really big, you know, like a 2009, you know, there's a lot of different ones that there could be.
2009 was pretty big. 2014
so
was pretty big.
So really cool just to share those things, you know. I want to share some. All right. So if you see, I'm wearing a shirt of myself. So I did a seminar. I did a seminar at Action Martial Arts, and they made shirts for the seminar. Okay. And it's pretty sweet.
It's so cool.
All right. And look at some stuff of me doing crazy stuff. And so they have all the different kicks and stuff. So shout out to them, Crystal Sanchez and her school, Action Martial Arts. I had a great time. I taught some kicks. I taught some nunchucks. I taught some sword, and had a great time with all that. So lots of fun. That was about 3 hours away. So I haven't stopped. Oh, and by the way, I'm leaving at 6 a.m. for St. Louis. So yeah.
Wow, what's happening in St. Louis?
Ozark Mountain Nationals, Richard Osborne's tournament. So I'm excited to be out there and represent Revolution and finally get out to that event. He's been trying to get me out there for years. So excited to do that.
You know,
all right.
That area, you know, the country Midwest.
Yeah.
Because there's Midwest, like technically like the Chicagoland area is Midwest, but it's like you can't really call it anything else, right? But that is like the country Midwest. You know, It's a little different. Like you're Middle America. You can't really say like you're in anything else, but it's just different culture. And I kind of dig it.
Brett was right. Yeah. I think he's saying the 100th. I actually think that was the 3-year episode, because that was last year that we did that, right? I think that was our 3-year anniversary. The one where we had all the we let some of the insiders in to ask questions and on the show. Remember that? That was last year.
Oh yeah. I think that was last year.
Yeah, that was last year. That was a lot of fun. So and guys, again, this is 200th, and
but we got a lot to talk about.
Yeah, in a month we got our 4-year anniversary. So there's so much to celebrate. So keep sharing your favorite episodes, guys, your favorite moments, or just things that stand out that you love hearing us talk about.
Or stuff you hate. How about that?
Yeah.
Well, people probably didn't realize once they started listening to the episodes, people probably didn't realize, like, wow, Alex repeats the same stories a few times, doesn't he? Even Jeff was like, dude, you already told that one.
Yeah, bro. Come on, man.
Buckle up. It doesn't change.
No. All right.
Okay.
Before we get into,
we got a lot.
We got a lot of fun stuff. We're going to talk about, because it is episode 200. We're going to share like our favorite things of sport martial arts, which is why we started this to begin with, right? We're going to share our top 10s. And I just found out for some of them, it was of all time. But before we get to that, so don't jump the gun yet. We're going to get into some new news. You know, last week we talked about JPM, and we talked about how that's going to affect TDE. Well, you know, like we said, we've been hearing some different news. Alex Reyes apparently is going to step up and not no longer be a part of Point Fire. He's still part of Point Fire, but he's going to go back into the coaches around the coaches seat and focus on that. And they have a new sponsor. We don't know the team name yet. We don't know any of that. Who else they are trying to pick up and rebuild with. We assume Ryan will be on the team, right? And the guys that were still on it. But we got 2 announcements today that Alex Reyes will be has a new team that is the official end of TDE. Also, I believe, I don't know if this is official or not, but I think Manny Reyes is going to be a part of it somehow. So that's exciting, right? New sponsorships, new teams, new things going on. So
just what I got to give it to Alex Reyes about. I got to give it to Alex Reyes. Alex Reyes has taken a page out of Mike Conroy's book, which if you could take any page of his book, I mean, it's bound to be a good one.
Right.
Which, let's be honest, Mike is one of the all-time great storytellers. Coach is the best. But anyway.
Right.
You know, the thing about that you have to say about Conroy is that he's always around and he always has a team. All right. Yes. I was talking to, I remember this is years ago. I was talking to Hamid one time, and there was a team that was talking to him. I actually think it was JPM. It was JPM who was talking to him, and he's like, "No, I'm good." And I'm like, "Wait, what?" And this was at the time when
there wasn't,
it was Greg
ended, right?
and Elias were there, and I'm like, "Dude, like we're all training together. Like we're all like basically from the same school. Like you wouldn't want to team up. You wouldn't want to do that." And he goes, "No, I got a Conroy." And I'm like, and at the time, I don't think he had a team. I'm like, "But you don't have a team." He goes, "Listen, if I have Conroy, I have a team," which is true. You know what though? Look at Alex Reyes. I always had one. Even when he did it all himself, when he's like, "You know what? I want a team and I want to get back. I've lived my life in the sport. Boom. Let's just keep this thing going." And really, without that, the sport does kind of die a little bit. Not necessarily 100%. I mean, there's always shifts in cultures, but I mean, imagine high level, at least NASCAR tournaments without Alex Reyes.
Right.
It's hard to imagine. It's like you can't really do it. So he's got a new team. It sounds like a new sponsor, which that's great if he's got one. But now here's the cryptic thing, though. When Manny said he's joining him, he didn't say in what fashion.
Right.
And if you know Manny Reyes Jr., you know Manny, he's like you always think like, oh, he's probably done fighting now. I don't necessarily think he's done. I think he's going to come back and he's going to fight. I really do. All right.
Probably so. Probably all of the above. What's up, Drew? Thank you.
I think Manny is still going to be fighting because that's just what Manny does, you know?
Right. Hey guys, so make sure if you're watching and if you want to put a comment, share the show. All right.
Oh, 100%.
Yes, share the show and let everybody know we are live, because there's a new setting on Facebook and I can't figure out how to do all that like I used to. So
like,
but anyways,
comment, share, subscribe.
Comment, share, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. All right, so before we move on to our next thing, what are some of your best memories of TD? What are some of the coolest things?
You know, I think the way they started out as the new cool thing.
Yeah.
Because remember, they were Dojo, okay?
Yep.
And then there was
WKF,
the Power Team, which they were both pretty cool teams, right?
Right.
So, and I'm trying to remember what the teams were before they joined. I think Ryan was with
the Power Team. WKF. No, he was with WKF, yeah. And then, so was Jeremy, I believe.
Francoeur, yeah.
Yeah.
Which that kid, man, I would love to see him do more karate tournaments. All right, that kid is that good.
Right.
But and I'm trying to remember.
And then Cam went with Dojo, I believe.
Oh yeah, he went right to TDE. He and Jared went right to TDE. All right.
Yep.
Jojo, whatever that was. I think before everything combined. All right. Mike Simmons was with Dojo.
Right.
And there was a few other guys there. And I think it was a really cool connection. But I think some of my favorite parts with TDE was just like
that was a huge one. Right?
Which one?
Ryan George leading an upset over JPM at the Battle of Atlanta finals in 2013. Yeah, that one was that was a good one. Yeah. That was good. That was actually, I think, with a like a combined team. I think it was Ryan and Haymore, and then I think Chris was on the team in that one. So Chris, yeah. So that might have been actually a WKF win, not even a TDE win.
I think you might have been right on that.
Right. Yeah. So, but yeah, when everything kind of came together and it came out, and there was a couple events that they started going to as a group, as a unit, right? They came to my event that year actually several times. WKF supported, but also Team TDE when they were all together. And then it was like, all right, everything changed. You know what? Like it was cool because Gerald was there being a coach, being excited about martial arts again. You know, they had one of the best senior teams at that time, you know, with him and Mike Simmons. And I mean, I guess they had several different people that they use in that 30 spot. So it was really cool. Jim Haymore. Yeah, I believe Jim.
Yeah. I always kind of think of Jim Haymore as 27. Like Jim Haymore is always 27.
Of course, yeah.
I'm sure he would love to hear that. Exactly. That guy. He's got the baby face. He's 27.
Exactly. So that was always cool. And then you know what, the run that they went on when it kind of became like when we start calling them Taco Dojo, right? And they went on that run of really like not losing. I mean, for a while, right? And they were the team to beat. To me, that was just like, wow, all right. When they show up at AKA, and they start winning every division,
everything.
You know, when Devin beats Avery, right, and wins when
that was nuts.
Yeah,
that's when we were like, wait a minute. Okay, now. Okay, wait.
Cam wins the Warrior Cup. When Ryan wins his division, everyone won their division. They win teams. That was one of the best. Zayn is on there. Pablo was on there. Pablo was on, I think, WKF. Yeah, you know,
Pablo was a WKF guy.
I think there's a lot of different ones. So such a great team overall. Go ahead.
Looking at that, I think, like when we talk about now hindsight, you know, we can look at this and go, yeah, TDE was all of this. But in the moment, I actually kind of feel like they were never the cemented favorite, right? Because you got to think about it. There was times where they won all that, but Impex was there. Yeah, they won all that, but you know, maybe All Stars was there, or you name it, right? So you look at this and go, I mean, yeah, you look at afterwards, you look at the successes, but I think in the moment they were not always the favorite. I think once Cam turned into Cam, you were like, all right, well, now this is going to be something to deal with. But people forgot about everybody else. I mean, they're a great team. They were a fantastic team. I think Devin Hopper, the development of Devin Hopper on that team was probably one of the best things that team was able to produce.
Yes. Yeah. Devin Hopper is amazing, and was really cool to see now that next step of him. Right. Because again, I remember, so he was just competing down in Florida, and Jeremy Roque brought him up to my tournament in 2014, and the division was just stacked, the light heavyweight division. And his first round, he has Kodak, and he beats Kodak. And this is when he was a young kid, like fresh into the adult division, right? And he's fighting other people. He's going against Brian Young. He's going against Java. He's going against these guys. And now seeing to where he is. And then after coming back from that surgery, having to be out for seemed like over a year. Actually, he was out a year, and then you had COVID, right? He had an eye injury that he wasn't allowed to come back with. So it's awesome that he's here now, and he's making those strides. So I'm excited to see it. But you know, again, shout out to Alex, but also one person that we got to show love to is Josh, man. Josh Horridge. Just amazing competitor, amazing coach, amazing business person, amazing friend, and amazing contributor to sport martial arts. So thank you for all you've done. Thank you, Alex. Thank you guys for bringing TDE, and we're excited to see the next chapter.
Josh has done a fantastic job. I can't, and you know what? I don't think that if he is a part of whatever this team is that Alex has, that would be cool. If he's not, watch out. Just give it a pause. Yeah. He'll be right back.
Oh yeah,
he's coming back.
Yeah. All right. So where do we want to start with this? All right, let's go with our. Do we want to go with our top 10 3-man teams of all time?
Let's do with that. That way, it gives you time to mentally adjust. All right.
Oh yeah, I have this one, and
I know that you're going to go like this.
Let's start with the banger. Let's start with the banger because this is what we advertise as well. We let people know.
All right.
And that way, you guys in the comments, we want to hear yours. What's up, Leandro? What's up, Rashid?
Because let's be honest, guys, we're not listing from 1 to 10 that are the best, and we're analyzing. No.
We're saying our
that
favorites.
Takes emotion out of it. This is completely emotional, 100% emotional.
Yes, and
this
I still probably have some. I'm probably changing mine right
favorites.
now.
It just so happens that we favorite the best. So, yeah, I mean, I know, Jeff, you would probably, if we gave you till next week to have this, you'd still be stressing about it right up until the moment.
Oh, yeah.
So,
So here's the deal. Hold on one
second.
second.
Yes, Will. I'll let the emotions flow.
Yes. Here's the deal. I love it that people. All right. See, and this is why, like.
Yeah, that's exactly
one thing before. So
Ray, Johnny, Mike P. It's kind of hard to argue.
Yeah, you know how many times they fought together? Like once.
That's why I didn't. But nah,
twice.
I'm not gonna let. No,
exactly.
Let's just go.
Exactly.
Can we just go?
And that's what's funny. And that's what's funny about like even I almost think the TDE conversation of Ryan, Devin, and Cam, they've never been beaten when they're all fighting together. I think though they've only fought together like 3 times. You know, exactly. It's like 3 or 4 times. Right?
So really, if you take the Ryan, Devin, Cam, the Ray, Jotty, Mike P. I mean, Ray, Jotty, Mike P. It's another level. There's levels to this thing, guys.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Where are we going? All right. Are you going first? I'll go first.
You can go first, and you list your 10.
And then
I'll list mine.
Okay. All right. So this is. I'll just go out of order. All right.
They're out of order. These are not order.
Yeah. All right. Here's some.
This is emotion.
All right. So Team Elite 1996 to 97. Hector Jr., Jesse Ray, and Jotty Tension. All right. Of course, that's biased, emotional, but at the same time, they changed the game with the swagger, with just coming out, and it was really the first team that brought Jesse Ray and Jotty to the forefront. You know what I mean? As an adult. Yeah. So there's that. We got my favorite JPM team: Brian Ruth, Mike Pombero, and Pedro Xavier. And in a lot of ways, one of their most successful teams, right? That 97.
You might hear that one later.
All right. We got TDE, Ryan, Cam, Devin. I'm just saying it. They're in there. All right. Yeah. I'm gonna go some of my West Coast love. All right. Bay Area's best. This is kind of a mix. This is that 97 to 99 group. Carlos, Tierney, Damon Gilbert, and Chris McBride, but also the next year they had Raymond. Okay, so imagine that. Carlos, Damon, and Raymond at Super Grands 99. In 98, it was Carlos, Raymond, and Chris McBride. It's still weird to me that neither of those teams won the team title at Super Grands, but they won every other event that they were at, right?
Who beat them at Super Grands?
At Super Grands 98, it was the Liker team that had Matt Winsper, Larry Tankson, and Keith Weston. Just imagine that team, okay? That team beat that team, right?
That's a craziness.
And then 99 was the Outlaw team, which used to be Kanai, and that was Jason Tankson, Ryan Huntley, and I believe Leo Creer was the team for that, right? So that's a solid team.
Ray wasn't on the Kanai team.
Ray was on the Bay Area's best team. Yeah.
Not a Super Grands. Okay.
All right. Now, local DKT Force One, Ibi Abdallah, Shaw Austin, and Hakeem Austin.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
I was about to put him in, and I purposely didn't. And I'm like, there's 0 chance Jeff leaves that team off his list.
No, and
0.
I almost did because I was just, dude, this stuff is hard. Okay. All right.
No,
I got Impacts, Ross, Jason, Avery, and then Willie in there. You got to put Willie in there as well because,
yeah.
you know, and then All Stars, Raymond, Jack, Robbie. I mean, that was pretty much the team.
Yeah,
and still could be, right? If they want to come back, they still could. All right, my top. Honestly, these are my top 3. Full circle: Ross, Ahmed, Jason, and what Jason? Pick one: Grenier or Borelli, either one, because they're all successful with either one.
but here's the craziest part. So you're right. Pick one. Jason Borelli, that by far he's the best one, right? They probably were more successful.
They won more with Jason Grenier, yeah.
Because
exactly.
Jason Grenier, I mean, I don't want to. Before I speak on that, Jason Borelli is going to be a hard fight for no matter who you fight, right? But Jason Grenier is a really awkward fight for a lot of people. You know,
especially Raymond when you are down.
You said
Raymond's down, and you're making Raymond blitz at you and do this and run into that defense.
It doesn't even necessarily matter the score, although the score matters. But it's the style. I mean, Chris Walker says it all the time. Styles make fights, of course. But in this like arena, it's a little different because to say like I don't want to say like Raymond has trouble with this because Raymond Daniels is always everyone's hardest fight. All right, but all right, a long left-sided fighter who, I mean, it's just it proves.
No. Here's the deal, Alex. All right, let's just be honest, okay? All Stars was always the team that everyone was ready to beat and to go against, right? But everyone knew who was going to be the anchor, okay?
Right.
Ross at the time was probably the best or second best fighter, right? Did Ross always anchor though? No.
Sometimes it was Jason Grenier.
Exactly. Or even sometimes Ahmed, right? Maybe.
Not if Raymond was there.
But not if Raymond was there, yeah. But in other situations, right? So I feel like that, and again, we're looking at these, we're talking about several Mike Conroy teams, right? So I'm just telling you that was, I think, a big thing. Jason anchored a lot. Yeah. So my other 2, and this is the one that goes back every time. Most people argue who's the best 3-man team of all time, Metro or CJB, right? And so those are my last 2. Metro, the Brady's and Mafia, CJB, Jason, Trevor, and Damon. And the thing is, you could also say take Damon out and put in Freddie, or take Damon out and put in Russ Taylor, or even Renee, because guess what? They won with Jason and Trevor for years. Now we were undefeated for.
Now you know this a little bit more on the inside.
Yeah,
but wasn't Ninja on there too?
Ninja after Trevor was off the team.
Trevor left.
Ninja came on, and we won.
But it wasn't for very long, was it?
No, it was really just that one year. It was 2003. He didn't really come back in 2004. So, yeah. So those are my 10. All right. One more. Here's another one. Again, Damon is on here a lot because Full Contact to me is one of my favorite teams ever. And this is the 95 Super Grands. And it was Mike P., Damon Gilbert, and Jose Pacheco. That was an awesome team.
Now that right there, if that collective group of 3, if they had 15 tournaments together, it would be hard for me to think they wouldn't win 10 out of the 15.
Exactly, because not only skill, but smarts, and also
badassery. Well, about that
exactly. That's what I was going to say. Intimidation. All 3 of them, they ain't going to back down from nobody. Like that may be the most badass team like there is.
You know
right?
what? You know who actually sneakily is the most badass? It's Jose Pacheco.
Jose Pacheco. Yeah, exactly.
Jose Pacheco. I actually, in my heart, I'm like, I actually wish I would have been like 5 years older. And I could have had a shot to fight Jose Pacheco. You know what I mean? I mean, sure, like when I was fighting. I didn't get to fight him. No.
That's cool.
Stinks.
All right, Alex, let's hear yours, man. Let's go.
All right,
let's go.
Let me pull it up. All right, here we go. All right. My top 10 men's teams. the straight up version of Ray, Jason, and Jotty. All right. The straight up version of Ray, Jason, and Jotty was just the moment they debuted was like everybody's just kind of realized, okay, we all have no shot.
Yep.
It's just whatever they decide. Right. And sure, there were guys that were good, but no, you all had no shot at that point. All right.
You know why I didn't include them?
Because you knew I would.
You know what that meant? No, well, that too, but also that meant like the end of CJB. That was like the end of CJB ended, and then it was like,
yeah, but it was at the same time. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it was. Go.
Oh no, I'm going to save this one for the very end because you know it's coming. Mm-hmm. But I am going to say the JPM team that you mentioned, the Mike P, Brian Ruth, Pedro Xavier,
amazing.
And I think even if you switch Brian for Reggie Perry, occasionally, I think that's really good.
Yeah.
But the Mike P, Brian Ruth, Pedro Xavier, really created so many problems, right? But I mean, there was some times where they didn't. Yeah,
no,
they didn't win it, but they had the cool factor too. They were my favorites. Go ahead.
Yeah,
you had something.
Now, did you include any other JPM teams on there? Let's just go right to your JPM teams while we're on it. Because see, it's hard for me also. Like another one I wanted to put in that I think was tough. Anytime you put Preston and Jotty together, they were always great. And you could put whoever, Preston, Jotty, and Mike, or Preston, Jotty, and whoever, because Preston, Jotty, and Freddie were pretty good with TDS, right?
TDS Telecom. That's right.
Yeah.
I didn't.
All right,
and I thought pretty hard about it. But okay, moving on. I also have the CJB of Jason, Trevor, and Damon.
Yep.
I also have the full circle team of Ross, Hamed, Jason Grenier, with an alternate of Cass Sigmund.
Yeah.
Right.
Good
right.
Too. Yep.
I think that one actually might a little bit better than the Jason Borelli. You know why? I'll tell you this. And you know this better than anybody. When you see Jason Borelli there, you're like, oh, and he's fighting for you. You have this feeling. You're like, we got this. Yeah. When you hear Jason Borelli's on your team and he's coming, but you don't see him yet, you get very nervous. You get very nervous. And you're like, I mean, do I get excited or do I wait until I see him? Because I've been excited before and then I didn't see him. Come on. If I'm lying, I'm dying. You know this.
No, it's true. All right, go.
Okay. The Corrali team of Zolt, Laszlo, and Tomas.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. I didn't include a 3-person team just because from Europe, because it's not as big of a thing. It's still kind of a new thing.
Listen, they're the only one. They're the only one I included. And listen, and Esteban Corrali did a great job, but I think Lightning was, captured in a bottle in that one. I think those 3 guys at the same time, I don't think that's happening again. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. And he does it again.
You said Laszlo,
Zolt, and Tomas.
And Tomas. Okay. All right. You didn't put.
Yeah. I just think those 3.
You didn't put Richard in there. Okay. I mean, Richie Veras in there.
Richie, that could. I don't think Richie's as good as Laszlo. Right?
No. I understand.
Richie is successful. I think skill wise, this is where
I don't take. Here's the deal. I wouldn't take. Go ahead. I wouldn't take Laszlo off the team. No, to me it'd be Richie, Laszlo, and Zolt.
This is the thing, and this is where people think I'm nuts. I think Laszlo might be the most skilled of all of them.
He is.
And it's hard for me to not choose the most skilled martial artist or kickboxer, whatever you want to call those guys. All right. Let's move on.
Let's keep going. We're not going to get through.
I also agree. The all-star team of Ray, Jack, and Robbie. Let me tell you this. Okay. So a Team NK team beat the All-Stars without Jack Felton.
Okay.
With Jack Felton, we all got crushed. The very next, 2 weeks later, right?
Right.
He makes that much of a difference, right?
This is great. My dad goes,
what was it?
Look at this. Amados has fussed at Jason Borelli a lot for being late. Yep. And he got lots of Lots of fines.
Yeah, we don't need to go down there. Okay. I also have the Metro team of Donald, Ronald, and Mafia.
Yes.
I also have the Impex team of Avery, Ross, Willie, and Jason.
Yes.
There's 2 teams that I have that you did not, and that is Nasty Anderson, Terry Kramer, and Anthony Price. I'm surprised.
Okay.
I'm surprised you didn't put that one there.
Well, but again, it's still that era was still a 5-man team era, so that's why I did. You know what I mean?
I know, but you got to. All right.
I mean, how many times did they do that?
When I was talking to Anthony about it, he's like, never. Yeah. Nobody ever beat us. Never.
No. Okay. Got it.
And I'm like,
go ahead.
All right. Listen, I know Elijah, Ray, and Jack, but I don't think that ever happened.
Yeah.
Have you had 3 years? I think they win everything.
I think that happened once at Irish Open, right? Is that
but that's a 5-man team, isn't it? It's a 5-man.
No. They went to 3-man, remember? They moved.
Oh, no, that's right. They went to 3.
Yeah.
All right. So
all right, the other team. Show me the other team.
All right, my last team is the NK team of Hamid, Greg, BJ, myself, and Jamie Cravens.
That's a 5 freaking person team for a 3-man team. What the heck?
It is a 5-person team. And the only thing you could know is like most of the time the anchor was Hamid.
Right.
But there's a lot of times where BJ was the alternate and didn't fight. Right. I was the alternate. Greg was. Jamie was. So actually, for the first couple of years, Hamid never fought. Hamid didn't even line up with us. Right. Yeah. And it was me, Greg, and BJ with Jamie as the alternate. So we were a good team. We were not some of the best of the best, but we're talking about my favorites. I favorite myself.
Hey, all right. So here's one thing. Would you put that team as like the team that people wouldn't think of as maybe the best, but had some success? Like for me, like I always think of like teams maybe that lined up together once, but like were successful one national tournaments. Like here's the deal. Like the 1999 Compete Nationals, Team Elite actually won the whole team event, right?
Okay.
Team Kanai beat JPM. Okay. We beat Team Kanai. All right. And we didn't even have our full team there. Our team was Doug Bertrand, Akin Williams, and Thomas Wright, all lightweights. All right, he was a light middle, but Akin was a light middle, but still. And we beat the team of, I believe it was Jason, Raymond, and who was their other one? It might have been Derek Cox, but I thought they had one more person. So that was a crazy, and they beat the Paul Mitchell team. So with Jody and Preston. So yeah.
The thing on us was that we were not individually good enough to really be feared, right? Like I remember us winning. We would win like the team fighting championship, and then the next day we'd all take second place in our division.
Right.
Like what the hell?
Well,
right?
Well, and that would happen. That happens sometimes, where even CJB would win the team, but then not win the grand. Now, is it going to be rare that all 3 of them didn't win their division? No, they're probably all going to win their division, but they may lose grand to Raymond or something, right? It's every now and then.
I think when we assembled, BJ was probably the best out of all of us, right? When we first assembled as a fighter, BJ was the best out of all of us. But I just don't think anybody really feared us until we'd already won. And then they're like, oh, well,
all right, then.
guess these boys from the frozen tundra are actually all right.
All right. So let's go to other top 10s. I don't know if we're going to get to all of them. There's no way. I knew that was going to take a little bit longer.
We're going to have to write.
What do you want to do to go opposite from men's teams? You want to go right into forms and weapons, or how are we splitting up? Were we going male or female, or what were we doing?
For weapons, I had everybody.
Just weapons. All right, you want to do weapons? All right, you go.
I'll go first.
I'll be thinking mine on my head.
Weapons top 10 all time. Okay. my favorites. So don't get in your emotions, okay?
Right.
These are my favorites, not in order, but they're great. Jackson Rudolph.
Boom.
John Valera. Kalman Choka. Casey Nash. Sengao. Yes, because what's the weapon? Who knows?
Who knows?
Ming Lu. Ross Levine. Matt Emig.
Jeez.
Mike Welch. And to finish it up, my guy, Anthony Murata. My favorite.
Wow.
I think Anthony Murata, one of the best.
That's a good one. All right, this is hard for me. As you know. Yeah, because I'm all right. When I think just weapons off the top of my head, and a lot of those are in there for me too, right? So, but I want to think of the ones that just popped up my head, so that way I don't forget.
Did I not say Kalman?
You did.
Did I say Kalman?
Yeah.
Okay.
You said Kalman.
Good.
You said Kalman. Right, that was like his second one. Yeah. All right. Okay, for me, I'm going 3 sectional staff. Ho Young Pak, dude.
I really thought about that. Dude, I thought about it.
When you hear anytime, I mean, it doesn't come on the radio anymore, but unless you listen to like the oldie sections or something. But I Want to Be a Hero. I just think of Ho Young Pak doing 3 sectional staff and just how freaking fast he was with that, and with the one, like, dude, the dude was ripped, right? He had the one muscle, the one arm hanging out. All right, Ho Young Pak. All right. I go there. Mike Bernardo.
I knew it. There you go.
Forget Mike Bernardo in here. Okay.
Yeah.
Rudy Raynung.
Remember,
it's one of my favorite commas. All right. Another one. Daryl Lewis is one of my favorite comma competitors of all time. All right.
Okay.
We're going in with the sword with the normal ones. Kalman Choka, Casey Marks Nash. Still say that. All right. Matt Emig, those 3 are like all going to be in there. Right? Yep. Where are we at? What's that? I'm not good at math today. 7. So I got 3 more.
Did you say? Well, I'm gonna let you pick it.
Let's go.
Did you say Valera?
No, I haven't said Valera yet. This is hard for me. So let's go. Oh, Ming Lu. Sorry, I gotta put Ming Lu in there. So that's 8. So we got 9, 10. There's some ones that, and I know as soon as I say these next 2 and I don't include, I'm like, oh man, this person. I'm gonna go Austin Jorgensen, because that dude was fun to watch. He was a lot of fun to watch, and his sword was a lot of fun. And then one more. You know what? No, I'm not going to do that one. Oh, I know. Gary Wah. I'm going Gary Wah. Gary Wah is one of my favorite bow competitors of all time. Amazing. I woughldn't put Steve Sherrod in my weapons, Rashid. So, but if you want to do forms, then yeah, but yeah,
we're getting
forms,
there.
Okay. We'll get there. All right. So that was top 10.
All right.
My list is pretty good too, right? My list.
It was very good.
All right.
We're gonna go to men's forms now.
Oh dang. Okay.
All right. Come on, you're good, Keith Harabashi. Very good. Not in my top 10. All right. All right. This is my favorites. Steve Terada.
Yeah.
Steve Terada. He's in there. John Valera. Carmichael Simon. Okay. Boom, boom, boom.
This is really hard.
Marcel Jones. Kim Do. Can we just say? I've been kind of breezing over some of this, and some of these names, people are like, "Yeah, okay, move on to the next one." Yeah, move on to the next one. But not Kim Do. Kim Do had just a level of cool into everything that he did in his forms. Right? He brought entertainment back. I mean, big time. Do you remember the times where he would have like the camera guy? He would do his intro, and the guy would come into the ring and would like lay down with a camera pointing up, cool. And then he would do like flip over him. It was just freaking cool, right? Cool. Kim Do did a lot of stuff. His combos were amazing. All right, so Kim Do. Jeff Doss.
Oh wow!
Is my top 10
thank
favorite
you. I was
forms.
just thinking. You know what? I've been on this for a long time. I don't think I'm in anyone's favorite. So
You're
it's
in my top 10 favorites.
Thank you. I'm in your. Thank you.
Matt Emig, Mark Canonizato, not sword Mark Canonizato though, comma Mark Canonizato.
No.
Oh no, that's right. Yeah, I'm in forms. Still forms. Love it because at that time Mark was doing kicks. I mean, he didn't do a lot. He stuck kicks, right? And he stuck them at a time. Yeah, at a time where people were just like, it's pointless to do kicks. That he was really like the last one, right?
Right.
And then speaking of kicks, John Chung.
What number?
And then to round it out, my favorites, Gabe Renaga.
Wow, really? I didn't know Gabe was your favorite.
And you know what? I thought about it. I didn't want to go best because I fully believe Ariel Torres is better than Gabe Renaga. Right?
Right.
Anthony Atkins. Listen.
Yeah.
Anthony Atkins has a soft spot in my heart because I could never beat Anthony Atkins. Really, if I look at this, I probably should have put Anthony on there. You probably
didn't even put John Valera on there. You didn't even put John Valera.
I did put John Valera. John Valera's on there.
In your. I don't think so. I didn't hear it. I heard
he was the second one I listed. I'll rifle through it real quick. Steve Tirado, John Valera, Carmichael Simon, Marcel Jones, Kim Doe, Jeff Doss, Matt Emig, Mark Canonizato, John Chung, Gabe Renaga. But
surprised you didn't have John Sue in there. Wow.
I thought about it, and I
actually that was one that I was thinking. I forgot for weapons. Honestly, for weapons, he's one of my favorites. Yeah,
I know with the whip chain, but then is it whip chain or is it nunchucks? He's that good.
Yeah,
I think. But looking at it now, and this is why I love the insiders. Yes. I think I would take out Gabe Renaga, and I would put in Anthony Atkins.
Okay.
Gabe is better than Anthony Atkins. He is. But he
had more wins. Yeah, he had more overall wins than
by a lot, right? But I like Anthony Atkins.
Yeah,
Anthony Atkins is that good.
Man, dude, this is so hard. I don't even.
Oh, just wait till we get to the women.
So I'm going.
Top 10. Your faves. What do you feel like?
John Valera has to be on there, especially I can put him in weapons. So forms, yes. For me, like. Man, it's hard because there's certain ones that were for me, like as a junior, I looked up to, right? Certain competitors like a Seneca Luther, like a Jimmy Pham. But I'm going to go my favorite as adults. Okay. So John Valera, just overall, Carmichael Simon. All right. Those two are right there. Stephen Ho is one of my favorite competitors of all time.
Ooh, that's great.
There's a lot of other top level wushu guys that came in, but still to me, like it's Richard Brandon, dude. Like it's just something about Richard Brandon, and his freaking physique was crazy and like how old he was, right? When he kept doing his
thought about that. And I thought about if I'm adding one, do I go Richard Brandon? Do I go Anthony DeMarco? But then do I do that or do I do DX?
Well, yeah, and so DX is there.
Or is Sengao better than all of them? But that's where we go. It's our favorite.
It's and honestly, my favorite may change tomorrow. So who knows, right? So, all right. John Valera, Carmichael Simon, Stephen Ho, Richard Brandon, DX. All right. Those are 5.
You do have DX.
That's good.
I
gotta put John Sue in there. I have to put Keith Weston in there. All right.
I mean, yeah, okay.
And then, so sorry, I have 2, right? No, I have 3. Sorry, I don't know how to count these days. All right, Matt Emig. Sorry, what am I doing? He's probably my favorite.
Matt Emig is cemented.
Matt Emig. There's some other ones that, especially in these past few years, that are just. Like fun to me. I love watching.
I'll throw a few at you, and you tell me, did they make it? Tyler Weaver.
Sorry, no.
Nope.
Not for me.
Danny Etkin.
He's a great one, but he probably wouldn't be in my top 10. No. I know. Yeah, Jackson really likes Bruno Huer, and I mean he's a great martial artist. Yeah,
I think he's a great action martial artist.
Yeah,
and there we have it. David, Brett.
Yeah, David Douglas is in there. Yeah, David Douglas. Yep.
But David Double D is one of my faves.
Double D. Yep. Double D.
Really is.
And then there's a few that are in there, honestly, from like the NBO days that to me just like did some things that people like. Well, I mean, that's why I had to put Keith Weston in there, right? But honestly, like favorite. You know what was always
solid bracket? Does he get there?
You know who was always fun to watch? Maybe technically oh God, you just messed me up there, Drew. Hero would be right there, close.
How many spots do you have left? You got two, or you got one spot?
I think I have two left. Okay, so I'm putting in Steve Tirada, and then I have to put in Jason Tankson. Jason Tankson was always fun as heck to watch.
Now there you go.
And
wow.
This dude in the Super Grands day was the first person to get a perfect score at the 99 Super Grands, and then he did it again at the 2000 Super Grands. So
Jason was a superior athlete. There was so many times where Jason Borelli was the best martial arts athlete in the building, forms, fighting, maybe weapons. All right. By far, he was the best. Right. And yeah, he's got the best right leg the world has ever seen. All right. But the guy literally could jump up and kick the lights in the chandelier from the floor. Right.
It's crazy.
He's amazing.
It's crazy.
Okay.
All right. Let's get into, are we going to get into women before we go? And then we figure out if we have enough time for men and
we're gonna do it, man. We're gonna go rapid fire. We're gonna do it.
All right. Fighting honestly will be easier to me, I think. All right,
I think
go
so.
ahead.
All right. Women's forms. Casey Nash.
Yeah. All right. Can we, if you have one that I agree with, Casey Nash, boom. Same. That's
Suzanne Wankett.
That's close. I hadn't even thought of my whole she's probably in there. Go.
Sammy Smith.
Yeah.
My favorites, probably number one of my favorite right here, is Jenny Johnson Blanchard.
I knew that was going to happen. Yeah.
You knew it. You knew it.
Yeah, right? I knew she was going to be there.
And this one's not that different. Stephanie Flowers.
Yeah.
Delameter is their last name.
Yeah.
Right? Caitlin Deschelle. Noelle Jellison. My favorite. I like Noelle. Ming Lu. Mindy Kelly.
Oh, that's a good one. Forgot about her. Yeah.
And then I don't know how we have a list like this without saying Haley Glass.
Yeah, true.
Haley Glass.
How many was that? I only got 7.
That's 10. That's 10.
Okay.
Let me count. Yeah, that's 10. I got 10.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna go older school than that. All right. Kim Dutrin. Kim Dutrin is one of my favorites of all time. Her kicks were amazing, and she was to the beat. If you don't know, she is one of John Furnette's students. She was amazing. So that's one, Kim Dutrin. I'm up in the air on two. But again, my favorite, right? My favorite, Michelle Arango was always one of my favorites, dude. I don't know what it was, early 90s. So much fun. And she was super strong and powerful. And I always loved the music that she shows. It was just always like good stuff from like the 80s, right? Like metal bands. That was always cool to me. All right. Stephanie Flowers, Delameter, Gemma Ewan.
You put Gemma there. This is the women's.
I think so. Just on her ability was pretty awesome.
I think of her more as a kid, but okay.
Casey.
What about? And I'm wondering, did I miss?
No, stop.
What about?
Hold on.
Did I totally miss Helen Chum Vasiliadis?
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah. Did you hear what was going on?
Or Elsa Cortero.
So, all right. Yeah, for me, Daniela Barrientos has to be in there for traditional. All right. That's going to be in there. I don't even know what number I'm on now. All right. Where are we at? Oh, Ming Lu. And then we're going to go with.
I think you said Ming.
Oh, I might have. Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm all over the place. All right. Man, it's 200. We're going to go over the hour. All right. What else we got? Why am I forgetting some people that I know were huge? All right. So let's go. Yeah, Sammy Smith is in there. And there's some people. Oh, Haley Glass. Yes, Haley Glass. And then I think maybe I have one more, right? One more person. It's hard for me.
Christine, that's not bad. I think she was a good competitor. I see her more as a fighter.
Yep.
I think she was most successful there.
She was successful in all of it. Yeah.
She was successful. Cynthia Rothrock.
I already have Casey on there. I know my favorite, Corinne Belanger. Boom.
I knew you were going to say this, and I forgot it right now. I looked at it. I looked at this as I was writing stuff down, and I'm like, Jeff, there's zero chance Jeff doesn't name Corinne.
Dude, Corinne has won WKA and WACO and NBL and NASCA. Like, she's won all of them. So, yeah. All right.
Nice move. All right. Let's go women's fighting, then men's fighting.
Gordon. All right. Ready? Women's fighting.
Women's fighting. I will go first. This is not in order, but it could be. But it's not. Nikki Carlson Lee.
Yep.
None. All right. She's number one for me.
Yeah.
All right. The rest is different. Chelsea Nash.
Yep.
Morgan Plowden.
Yep.
For me, I got to tell you, I think it probably goes Nikki, Morgan, Chelsea as 1, 2, and 3 for me. You know what I mean?
Okay.
If I know we're not doing that, but if we were to do like who's in your tops, I think it goes like that. Okay. Now, spoiler alert. This is not the actual top 10. This is the favorites. And I'm going to, before I continue any further than here, I want to list who I'm not naming.
Oh, wow.
And it's because I really just don't have a lot of experience watching them, so they couldn't be my favorite. And that's Linda Denley. Okay. I didn't really watch Linda. I've watched Linda on video, so I can't really say that Linda's my favorite. Same with Arlene Lemus. Okay. So before anybody gets upset and like, how do you not put Linda on there? Because I wasn't born in 1945. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Sorry for anybody who was born in 1945.
Go ahead.
Okay. Continuing before I get canceled. Claire Kokoza.
Yep.
Regina Thompson.
Yep.
Luisa Galati.
Yep.
I mean, Luisa freaking Galati, right?
Yeah.
Dottie White.
Oh.
Jessica Robeson.
Oh. What number are you on?
That would be 8. 9 is Ashley Ferruzzi. She is damn good. One of my favorites. Before I get to my last one, I just want to mention, I tell you, in training, she would give us all fits. I'm telling you, we would watch like BJ, because BJ Carnahan is like, oh, Jessica. Absolutely. Jessica's one of my favorites. All right. But anyway, BJ and Ashley would fight, and BJ would fight her like he was fighting like Greg Matlock. And she didn't give a shit. Right. She would step in on all of his skips. She'd smack him with a back fist and then get launched. And she was just gangsta. All right. Anyway. Final, wrapping up top 10 faves, women fighters, Joyce Blanco. Joyce Blanco.
Right, yeah.
Very good. Left a lot of people out that are very good. All right. Left out Aisha Thornton.
Honestly, women's is really hard, honestly, when you think about it, man.
It's very
all right. So a lot of mine are very similar. I'm going Nikki Carlson, Morgan Plowden, Chelsea Nash, Regina Thompson, Claire Kokoza. I'm going Linda Dinley. I'm going Gina Thornton. I'm going Tara Van Duzen, one of my favorites.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Luisa Gulati and Dottie White. All right. So, and there's some that I know I left off, and I didn't really mention anybody new besides Morgan. All right. Yeah.
I got time.
Still some that still have time, that can make their way in there. So, yeah, I think that whole list, Tara Van Duzen may be one of probably the most underrated, but
I would agree.
I think beaten half those people on the list. So
listen, I gotta tell you, if I didn't have as much like personal history, like fighting Ashley and really seeing that with my own eyes, I'd probably put Tara on there over Ashley for sure.
Right. All right. Let's go men's.
The men. All right.
All right. Do you want me to go first? No, it may take a while. You go ahead. Yeah, you go.
Okay, I'll go. All right. Mine is not in order, but the top one is.
Let's remember favorite, right?
This is favorite. This is not in order, but this one is. All right. Raymond Daniels. Raymond Real Deal Daniels. If anybody has a list, whether it's favorite or not, of men's fighting, and he's not number one, you have a flawed list. Okay. Continuing.
You said
Ross
favorite.
Levine.
It may not be your style. It may not be your favorite.
Reevaluate life. I don't know what to tell you. Okay.
That's not true. You know, Jason is more of your favorite than Raymond is. Stop that. Go ahead. Go.
Well, that brings us to the next one, which is Jason Borelli. And yes, Jason is more my favorite. Right.
So why are you lying to yourself? All right, go ahead.
Listen, man. But
Shut up, Alex. Shut up, Alex. Keep talking.
And Mike even said he would have thought I would have said Jason. Well, Jason is there. Okay. So here's what I got. I got those three. I got Raymond, Ross, Jason, Trevor Nash.
Yep.
Pedro Xavier.
Yep.
Now it starts to get tight, right? And you're like, ooh, who are you leaving? Let's remember before I continue, because people's heads were already exploding. I didn't get to see Nasty fight other than video. Okay.
Right.
Well, I take that back. I did see him fight live a few times. I did. Right. But he wasn't the man at that point. He was the legend. Right. But okay. So I just want to preface that it's not happening. Okay. So I got Raymond, Ross, Jason, Trevor, Pedro, Donald Brady.
Yes.
Donald freaking Brady. This guy is amazing. Okay. Jack Felton. I just told you the difference Jack Felton makes. Okay. We all would agree. We all should agree that Raymond Daniels is the best fighter ever. Okay. We should agree. Some people will say Nasty Anderson, and there's nothing wrong with that. Okay. But I just explained to you the difference Jack Felton makes. Team NK with Hamid, Ross Cook, and myself beat the All-Stars without Jack Felton. With Jack Felton, we all get destroyed, right? One guy makes that big of a difference, right?
Right.
Really did. Okay. Anthony Price.
Yeah. This is, man, go ahead.
Now it's tight. I got 2 spots left. What the heck do I do? Because there's 20 people I want to put there.
Exactly. Favorite.
But if I'm being honest to myself, if I'm not saying the best, if I'm saying my favorites,
to watch,
I'm going to say Hamid Feruzzi and Greg Betlock.
There you go.
That's what I'm going to say. No, I didn't put Roman Brundle on there. I know you were waiting for it. I didn't
we were waiting for it.
You were waiting for it. And no, I didn't put all these other ones, but I didn't put Jody, and I wanted it. But listen, they're my homies. I don't know what to tell you. Hamid Feruzzi and Greg Betlock. 2 of the greatest athletes to ever be in the building when they were fighting.
It's true. All right. So for me, I have to put Jason, Trevor, Raymond, Ibi Abdallah. Ibi Abdallah.
I know. I left it.
Pedro Xavier. All right. This next one's kind of hard because there's a lot of different people that I just grew up watching.
Rashid has been putting out a bunch of stuff that I want to comment on later, but continue.
Yeah. And again, my list is probably not going to include many people that are right now. Like Bailey is one of my favorites to watch now. I'm not putting him on this list yet. Okay. So I'm just telling you that. So, you know, 5, I'm going Ross Levine. And then I'm going, this one's hard. It's my favorite though, to really watch and to get behind and cheer. Frank Jones has to be on my list. It's one of my favorites just to watch. He was so much fun and just all offense, right? So was crazy. All right. Now from there, I'm kind of stuck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's go with Jack Felton. Yeah, what am I thinking? Yeah, Jack.
Yeah, what are you thinking? That is your favorite.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 more, right? This is hard. So
2 more with 20 with 20 people who can't get knocked off.
There's so many people that are just exciting to watch. And as an adult competing, man, favorite. Man, this is so hard. All right, let's go with.
We got some people that are giving us a whole bunch of likes. Way to go.
Yeah, thank you. All right. My last two. Sorry. You know what? I'm going. Oh, Mafia Holloway. Sorry. Mafia, one of my favorites of all time. And then the last one would be.
No, look at Mike. Mike is perfect. I was Jason, one of your favorite forms, but not one of your favorite fighters.
I put him in first.
Mike.
I put him in first. He was my first one I listed.
You know what?
Jason, Trevor, Raymond, Ibi, Pedro, Ross.
You did.
Frank
you said it so quickly.
Mafia.
It should have been my bad.
Yeah, it's got to be. Yeah, Mafia. So there's one more, right?
Mike, you and I both messed up.
You know what? Boom. I know. Marty Eubanks, one of my favorite fighters to watch ever. That dude was so much fun. Who else hits people in the face with a front kick? All right. And not just a front kick, but a front kick punch at the same time, right? Yo, Marty Eubanks, and he's beaten a lot of people. He won the U.S. Open like back-to-back grands.
Dude, tell me
overall.
this. Yeah. I thought about this. Like, I don't know. It was like a few months
ago. Was Ray Wizard, but I haven't seen him enough. So go ahead.
Speaking of Marty Eubanks, and I had this thought like a few months ago, and I was thinking about this, Jeff, and I wanted to talk to you about this. Didn't mean to do it like live, but here we are. Is Marty Eubanks like a middleweight Hamid Firouzi?
He was like middleweight.
He like? I think he was like light middle.
He was light a lot of times though, but not super light, but lightweight. Yeah, yeah. I know. Justice was 1 to 2. He was right there. But you know what? There were some people from my proper days that were so much fun for me to watch. Like getting behind Leon Jefferson when Leon was on was a lot of fun. Being there watching Alex Arceo fight Justice Lawrence, both these guys killing it with the kicks. Go back. I hope that is still on YouTube. I don't know, but that fight is on YouTube. It was Alex Arceo versus Justice Lawrence. That was a crazy fight because these two both have crazy legs going at each other. All right,
Justice.
So that was fun.
Justice is amazing. It was super fun, right?
Dude, thank you guys for all the support. Thank you for everything. All right, one question to finish up.
Yeah, let's go.
Should longevity be a bigger factor in greatness?
Absolutely.
Here's the deal, though, that I'm talking about this. I said this, you and I talked about this. And one of the things we said, what you had said, the best forms and weapons competitors retire at 25, 26.
And they're lucky they did.
So does that really mean that they're the best? Because you know what? The ones that are still doing it at 39, 40, whatever, that's why Chris and I, we all put Casey on our list. Because you know what? She ain't done. She can still go, right? And there's ones that are our favorite, but as far as greatness, dude, she's a beast. That's why you always got it. That's why Kevin Thompson is as legendary as he is, because you know what? He didn't stop. That's why we all respect and love Terry Kramer, because he didn't stop. They continue to go. You know,
I think that's about that.
Every time I still step up on stage, what do? They say my age and then they repeat it because they want people to know, hey, yeah, I said that right. He's 39. He's going against a 21-year-old. You know, like there's a big deal, right? So go ahead.
And he's gonna beat him and make that 21-year-old pay for his drinks too. What? I'm just kidding.
All right. Anyways,
I think it should be. I think it because if you really think about it, when you mentioned like all those guys that we considered like part of the greats, like they retired before they were 25, and 25 would be, you know, when you're competing at the highest level in forms, none of them make it to 25, right? Like almost none of them, men or women, right? Correct. I think, how old was John Valera when he retired? Was he 23?
I think 23, 24, something like that.
Yeah. Look at that.
Yeah.
And we all revere him as one of the greatest ever. Retired at like 23. Imagine if he had 10 more years. And then here's the fear. Now, John Valera didn't have anything more to prove. He did not. John Valera was already in that at the exact time. He was already, I think he was in a video game. I think he was already doing things he wasn't. He wasn't just stunned.
He was on that next level. And the thing is, the thing they chose was also very action, like martial arts oriented, right? Stunt world and stuff.
Accurate.
So Keith Hirabayashi is still doing stunts to this day, right? This guy was better from the East, right? I mean, so
that's nuts, right? Yeah. But
Ming Lu, you know, like they're doing stunts still.
So which is great. And so you think about it and you go, all right, well, if we would have seen him go for 10 more years, would they be able to do that then? You know, so clearly they made a good decision. So it doesn't change the way we look at John Valera's greatness. But I mean, what about, you know, somebody else who sticks around for forever, right?
Right.
And is
there like someone like a Joey Castro, who's, you know, now he's someone who actually started winning when he was older. You know, he didn't win as much as younger and got into it.
You know what?
So there's different ones like that. Yeah.
Yoskar.
Yep.
Yoskar, because he is a perfect example of that too. Like when people started trashing me, like, how you not pick Yoskar? Like, I didn't pick Yoskar because he was fighting Jason Borelli. Who did you think I was going to pick? Right. And so anyway, but Yoskar and I people try to say like, oh, Yoskar, he's the best that legend has. And I made a little bit of a dig at him and I go, listen, Yoskar and I are the same age. And I'm retired and he's just hitting his stride. What are we talking about? And at the time it was a dig. But let's really think about it.
But now
I'm a bit of a shell, right, as to what I was. He is excelling. Why would we not revere that? Why would we not?
Just like for me now, Drew Bisbee as well. Like he said, he was getting better after 40. I feel like I'm getting better at 38, 39, 40. So,
exactly. Yeah. Which is harder to do? Be amazing at 23 or be amazing at 39? Which is harder? You see what I'm saying? So the longevity, listen, this stuff takes miles on your body. When people ask me, and let's put it like this, when they asked me, not Jeff Doss, not you name the other kicker, all right? It doesn't matter who. They would come to me and they would say, hey, man, you're a real good kicker. Tell me, is kicking really that hard? And I would say, yes, it's really, really hard. And they would have this face like, they would have like this, like almost like depressed face, like defeated. Like they thought I was going to say, don't know, man. It's not that hard, really. I mean, if you just stretch every day and you do this drill and do that drill, you'd be okay. But no, that's not being honest.
No,
I said, no, it's really, really hard, right? Yeah. And you have to kick with both sides. Otherwise, you're going to have a fundamental, not just a fundamental imbalance. You're going to have a physical imbalance in your body. Your body will shift a certain way, and it will have a massive impact on your body in your everyday life. If you don't, if you just want to be a great kicker and you kick on one side, which almost all of us do, right? For fighters, for sure, right? If you're not at least training the other side, my goodness, what that's going to do to your body. So you have to. So now, if you want to be this good, you have to train 100% the other direction as well. It's a toll. It's a lot. What's very humbling is making yourself a gold belt after you've been doing martial arts for over 20 years, 30 years, you name it, right? And you have to go back and you have to do that all over again. That shit is hard.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. This is good stuff, man. Thank you guys for supporting us. This is episode 200. We are still here. Travis didn't cancel us. Don't worry. We're gonna come back next week. We're gonna have a special guest as Alex will be out, so I'll be working on that. But in 2 weeks, I'm gonna go ahead and give you a little crazy.
Let's just
one.
say it.
Got one of the most controversial and most fun and exciting people we're gonna have on the show. In 2 weeks, we're gonna have Manny Reyes Jr. on. So who knows what the heck's gonna happen. So, and next week we are gonna have a special guest as well too. So maybe 2. So it's gonna be lots of fun. Thank you guys for all the support. Thank you to Virtual Fight Tour for always supporting us for everything we do. Thank you, Jesse Ray. Thank you, Travis Plowden, for believing in us. And everybody, family, all that. What else we got? We good?
We're good, man. Love you guys. This has been another episode of Inside Scoop with Alex and Jeff. I am Alex Dingman.
I'm Jeff Doss. See you next week.